what kind of etiquette would you recommend people going down to the auction, meeting people, talking, trying to build a network of auction buyers? What kind of etiquette would you want to help people with?
Yeah, I'd say definitely that's what you want to do. You want to follow the process to understand it. And then, like you said, you'd want to attend an auction or find out who is attending those auctions, get their contact information. Most investors are really open to teaching.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll find a couple of people that hold their cards close to their vest, but most of them are like, I'll show you what I do. And reason for that is if I share something with you, then you'll help me out later.
Yeah.
It's a small community.
It's a small community. We live in a world of abundance. Right. We know that it kind of comes back around. I mean, you and I we've done lots of deals.
Lots of deals.
I don't know if we've gotten up to 100 yet, but we're probably pretty close, whether from one side or the other.
Yeah, I'd say pretty close.
Yeah. That all started with...
I know I bought a bunch through you that you wholesale.
Through that I just sold over to you that I couldn't take. We had a pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could take a handful of them. I said, do you want to take the rest of them? Great. You put deals together. And what I noticed about the auction community, frankly, those guys are some of my, best friends, best professional friends out there, because these guys are in it. They're grinding. They're doing whatever. They can respect, the hustle. Like when you think about, we even went on a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
You met John Dilday from the cruise,
from the auctions.
From the auctions, right?
From the auctions.
Doing deals together. We're making money together. Things are going well. We all went on a cruise. I can't remember where we went.
We went to
Belize was one of them.
Western Caribbean. We went to Belize, Honduras, and Costa Maya.
When you think about that.
That's back in 2015, something like that?
Something like that.
Maybe not that far back. But yeah.
When was the Super Bowl? That was 2015. So it would have been before that, 2014. Because I think we went on that cruise before we went to the Super Bowl. I want to think about it. The real estate investing community is pretty small. It's with a bunch of guys who have learned how to play the game.
Right.
We learn how to play the game, right? And then as you're playing the game, we all have our limitations. Like your crews that do your construction, it would be foolish for you to go and say, hey, yeah, we're going to have 50 houses lined up waiting to get rehabbed. Why? Because they're going to get broken into. Furnaces are going to walk off. Air conditioners are going to walk off. So no, my crews are too busy. I can't take this deal. Do you want this deal? Yeah, we trade deals like baseball cards, right?
Yeah, we have, like I said, it's like, okay, I don't have a deal. So what do you have? So, okay, well, I do have too many. So okay, well, let me have one of them. And next year, it might be the opposite role. Like I have too many and you don't have any. So
yeah. I'll sell this to you and
I'll sell it to you. Yeah.
Move it on.
Yeah.
We also, when I was even doing my, I just sold my house. I called you up and I said, hey, I haven't been doing a lot of deals in Denver, right? I said, hey, you got a contractor? You got a painter? You got a floor guy? So yeah, here's my painter. Here's my floor guy, right?
Little bit more to the vest with those kind of guys.
Yeah, because, the good news is you do that I'm not going to use them up all the time.
Yeah.
And if they're not busy, right, there's some etiquette there.
Right.
There's some manners that you got to show.
You got to protect your handyman, because if not, they're working for the other guy and you're like, come on.
And paying them more and I got to go find a new handyman. Yeah. We're more liberal with the deals than we are with the contractors.
Correct.
We'll share the deals all the time. The contractors, a little close to the vest.
Yeah.
But going out to those trips, how fun was that, dude?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And you're doing a lot of travel.
Yeah, there's 20 plus of us, husbands and wives.
Husbands, wives, hanging out there on the cruise, renting mini boats. We do wine tasting.
Not only that, but I mean, like I said, this is a 24/7 business. So I'm sure, I wouldn't know exactly how many, but I'm sure out of the 20 of us, a couple deals were probably made on that.
Well, I could tell you. I remember John needing to get a notary, signing something. We're overnighting something from Belize to the States to kind of close on a deal. I remember that. So it's like, yeah, man, it's a fun community. What got you started in real estate, man? What made it so that you said, this is the path for me?
The main thing that made it for me was, I was young when I started. So I have a real advantage on that. So, I was a late night TV show watcher back in 1979, 1980. And back then there was only, the TV went off at midnight and you only had the infomercials after that. Either you were watching some kind of knife infomercial or some kind of real estate infomercial. And then there's these guys that are doing their infomercials. And, back then there was one guy that had a boat with a bunch of girls on there and saying he's making money in real estate.
Okay. Impressionable on a high school kid. Yeah.
Really impressionable. There's another guy that was, said he was a New York taxi driver and he had all this cash flow and had all the freedom in life. And then there's I'd say another couple guys that were just on there. So you watch all these guys, they actually say they're coming to town, give a free seminar. And actually, when I was 18 years old, I went to a couple of the free seminars. I didn't have any money to actually pay for $1,000 seminar or whatever. So I just went to the free portion of the seminar and soaked up some information. So then after that, I was hooked. I was hooked into real estate.
So yeah, we talk, a lot of the people who are listening and watching this podcast are, people who are working corporate America and trying to figure out a way to escape, right? Mm-hmm. You escaped it from the very beginning.
I did. I worked in corporate America for 12 years. Graduated high school in 1980, bought my first house in 1981, was able to leave corporate America in 1992.
Okay. But you were doing real estate the whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was doing a deal here and there.
So you're doing both.
Right.
You're doing both real estate, and what were you doing? I don't even know what you did.
I actually, through high school, I actually did drafting. So I actually had a drafting...
Architect?
It was architectural drafting, but I was actually got into the oil field industry. So I was actually doing piping drafting. So, all these big refineries that there's pipes, mass rows of pipes running everywhere. I actually...
You drafted
those drawings and stuff like that. So the engineers would say, okay, well, we're going to do this. They would create the main drawing, and then we would make, drawings after that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for 12 years, you were doing your regular job, your corporate job.
Yep.
And still doing real estate at the same time.
Yeah.
Nights, weekends, margins in your day. How'd you pull that off?
All nights and weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did it a little different. You actually would go and do the construction.
Yes. So I did all of the actual construction. I was fortunate that my dad did all the house repairs and actually did built a house when he was younger too. So he knew everything about it. So he taught me how to do it. And my mom actually supported us both and actually doing a lot of real estate. So my dad became a partner of mine later on when I was actually, say, about in 86 or 87. He actually said, I want to do more of what you're doing.
Wow. I've never done the hands-on stuff. I know what needs to be done, right? I have done millions of dollars worth of rehabs, over 500 rehabs for me. But I just manage the guys who do know how to do it, right? I'm like, this looks right. This does not look right. You did this, that kind of thing. One of the trips that you and I took was to Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm. Not too long ago.
And I was like, I wasn't shocked, but it was just, you kind of going back in your old, because you've not rehabbed that. You yourself have not rehabbed a house in a while.
No, not myself. No.
You hire the contractors now, right?
Yeah. I do all the stuff around my own house, which is everybody else like, why are you doing stuff around your house?
See, and that was the thing that was shocking, not shocking to me, but we went to a house, you just bought it, brand new house, but for whatever reason, this screen had fallen out of the window, was in the mud, and you're walking around being like, hey, wait a second, there should be a screen there, a window screen. And I'm like, Matt, who cares? Have your property manager come. Let's go get some barbecue. Let's go to Hard 8, get some great barbecue there in Fort Worth or, Dallas. I'm like, no. So it's raining, it's muddy. You walk around, get this screen out of the mud, bring it into the house, and are washing this muddy screen and then putting it back in the window. I'm like, oh man, he misses the days when he was doing the construction.
Yeah, I still do all that kind of stuff.
You did all that kind of
all
stuff.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
So you are the next door millionaire.
I guess I am. I mean, I don't live an extravagant life at all. I mean, if we spend money on vacations. That's where we spend money. But on the daily life, no.
Experiences.
Yeah. My go-to vehicle, I've had several vehicles. I've fallen off the track and, I've always had Chevy, Ford, Dodge.
Yeah.
But right now my main vehicle is a 2017 F-250.
A 2017 F-250.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it.
Happy with it? You like it? Good truck?
No, yeah. Yeah, everybody's asking me, like, it's already coming on 8 years old, and when are you going to get the new one? Like, I don't need the new one. This one's running totally fine.
I remember you in our friend group, you got made fun of.
Yes.
You sold out at one point.
I did.
You had a temporary lapse.
It was probably a good 5-year lapse.
A 5-year lapse where you sold out and you got a Mercedes.
Yep. You had a Mercedes, drove it around for a little while, and actually said, man, this Mercedes is nice, but it didn't even have being German made, it didn't have the features that Americans like, it didn't have cup holders, didn't have all this other stuff that American cars have. Like, so I sold it and thought I was going to be really good, and I jumped up to a Range Rover.
Oh, we went Range Rover.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I had a Range Rover for about another couple of years, and but what was kind of funny was
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had a Range Rover. Yeah, I had a Range Rover mainly you didn't know I had a Range Rover because I wouldn't drive it very much. I mean,
you were embarrassed to drive it.
No, I had the Range Rover and the pickup truck, but when I went out to the garage to jump in a vehicle, I jumped in the truck. And every now and then I
Back to your roots.
Yeah, every now and then I'd drive the Range Rover, and like I said, people would see me in it, and they were fine. Like, okay, yeah, that's great. But, I couldn't throw bricks and tile and all that in the back of the Range Rover.
Guys, I gotta let our audience know the context for this. Okay, Matt, you have done over 1,000 real estate deals.
Yes.
You don't need to work anymore.
No.
Right. You hold hundreds of rental properties right now.
Yes.
You own a property management company. See, when I deal with guests like you, I have to brag on you because you won't brag on yourself. So I have to do it so that everybody else knows who we're talking to. You have crews that are doing new builds, like you're building brand new, scrape it and build brand new $1 million houses, right? Duplexes.
Yeah, duplexes. The whole project's over $1 million, but each property sells for right around the 700s.
Yeah. You also have a development, right? Up in the mountains.
Yep.
What's funny is sometimes I say these kind of things and then you like remember, oh, that's right. I do have and tell us about that development up there.
Yeah. So I actually have a great development up in Granby. I wish the economy was a little bit better, but right on the Fraser River up there, I have a property up in Edgewater.
Yeah.
That's some Edgewater development. And we could build another 70 homes over there, but right now, because of the economy, I could build them, but I couldn't sell them. So
you're waiting.
So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the economy to come back around. And that's going to be a long-term project for me throughout my retirement. Like I said, up there, I'll probably go kick a rock here and there and pick up a window screen here and there. But but I'm not going to be up there pounding nails and building these, but I'll hire a full-fledged company to build those 70.
Other people go to the beach for retirement, play golf for retirement. Matt does a real estate investing, a real estate development for retirement.
Yeah, but I do all that other stuff too. I'm at the beach.
We golf too.
Yeah, golf too. My main plan right now is to continue vacationing and keep my business operational.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss the next episode. Every week, we drop practical money strategies and real stories that'll change the way you think about wealth.